deliberately obtuse, Evan, it seems to me, and indulging in egregious smears against Jeremy Corbyn. And I don't know how many times Jeremy's got to make this clear, but he was there at the invitation of the Tunisian president to commemorate the deaths of the victims of the Israeli airstrike in 1985. That was the wreath that he laid. He's said that over and over and over again.
Yeah.
I know we're in the silly season, but it seems the media are obsessing about this, and certainly Jeremy's enemies are seeking to use this to try and destabilise him and to try and demonise somebody who is a man of peace.
And the way to have all of this resolved is just for sort of simple, clear answers to questions to be made, and that's very clear. So it was only a wreath for those who died in 1985. Now, what was he thinking then when he laid the wreath, apparently on the graves of 4 people who were members of Black September and who were not killed in 1985. This is the bit that we've never quite had the simple answer to.
Well, again, I think people are being economical with the truth here. The fact is that the terrorists who were involved in the atrocity in 1972 are not even buried in that cemetery. Let me just make it clear. It's not irrelevant, because the Daily Mail smear stated that the individuals who were involved in that terrible atrocity in 1972 in Munich were buried in that cemetery. They're not buried in that cemetery. They're not even buried in that country. They're buried in Libya. You know, I think the BBC is being disingenuous, and whole swathes of the media are being disingenuous, because what you're trying to do, or what you are playing into the hands of those individuals, or seeking to demonise Jeremy Corbyn and imply that in some way he supports violence, so that he is a friend of terrorists. It's absolutely outrageous to make such a assertion, because Jeremy's record speaks for itself. He spent his entire life campaigning for peace in the Middle East, in Northern Ireland, around the world. And for a man of peace to be demonised in this way, on the BBC, of all broadcast stations, to be, you know, indulging these enemies of Jeremy Corbyn, is frankly unacceptable.